morning, everyone. We are back from the 2019 39th Annual VNEA World Championships. This is being played out of Ballys Hotel and Casino in the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. This morning we are watching these women's Master 8-ball teams. We've got Minnesota versus Indiana. There you go, Teresa. You got some Indiana girls playing. Top that. Sporting the Styling Ultimate Team Gear shirts. And I think, guys, we'll have live pool all day today. And you guys will get to listen to me all day. I have the day off. No play for me today other than practice. Our team will play in the final tomorrow at 3 p.m., I believe, is scheduled for. "3 p.m. indeed we are scheduled for. So just give me a second here, guys, while I scroll through these brackets a bit and see what we'll have coming up next. Looks like our next match will be at 11:30 a.m. versus Bad Girls from Colorado versus Which is Which from Nebraska. That'll be on our stream tables at 11:30. It's going great. Clayton, Sarah, Teresa, welcome everyone. Andy, you got that right. Day 8, more like day 20. We're getting down near the end. I can almost smell the Calgary air. But we've been having a blast out here. This is my favorite tournament of the year, VNEA. Huge event, lots of tables, lots of great people, good food, good location, nice rooms. You name it, they got it here. Nice little shot on the left from Serendipity. Pretty good look to clean up these balls. I think the 8 will go on the right-hand side. A little smoky. It's a little smoky here too, Andy. Good morning, Brent. Good morning, everyone just tuning in. If you could all click that share button for me on the bottom left of your screen, that would be greatly appreciated. We'll see if we can get these numbers up for these fabulous women. Playing, I believe this is on the C side of the bracket. This is triple elimination in the Masters and the Intermediate. And this is indeed on the C side of the bracket. So the loser of this will be out. And will be eligible for the Resurrection Division. That starts at 8 p.m. tonight. The winner will carry on to play a match at 2 p.m. And we'll have matches at 11:30 will be the next match after this. Then we'll have 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m., 8 p.m. And I believe 8 p.m. will be the last match of the night, but not 100% sure. That'll depend if it goes to a second set in that C side final. The team that won the B side will have to be beat twice by the team that won the C side. And then depending which team makes it to the final, they will have to beat us twice or 3 times. I think we're bringing some stuff back with us, Brent, but I'm not sure exactly what we're bringing back and who it is for, so I won't try to predict if your stuff is there. That would be a question for Mr. Zemp, I believe. Good morning, Jason Dixon, tuning in on the YouTube chat. Triple elimination, Brent. That is correct. They do that here at the VNEA in the smaller divisions to give the players a better bang for their buck, so to say. That way they get to play more matches. So they do it in the intermediate and in the Masters divisions because the fields are smaller. Looks like we got a Calgary team a couple tables down playing in the A-side final. Jackson, Derek Moore, Justin, and Kevin Beavis. Rick, and that is Wade's team. They're just about to start the A-side final on table 3 and 4. So depending on when this match finishes, I may pan you guys over so you can watch that as well if we can get a half-decent view past the crowd with our PTZ. Good morning, Lloyd. Lloyd sad he didn't win the Jacoby Black. He didn't win the winner's choice. We will have another one of those going today that will be drawn on Saturday. So if you guys are interested in that winner's choice, the Viewer Advantage, CSL Viewer Advantage pack, you can purchase those. $20 per Advantage pack gets you a draw into a chance to win Jacoby Black, a T3 Jump Brake Cue, a JB case plus the cash top-up, an SS360 shaft plus the cash top-up, or $620 Canadian cash. Billy Ricker brings up a good point. He said he was hoping to watch the Gladiator match. Bummer. If you guys want to follow along the brackets and find out where your favorite teams and players are playing, you can do that on the CompuSport app or on your internet browser. Look for the little logo that's in the bottom left of your screen right now. Click on that. You can search the player or you can search the bracket. And follow along with all your favorite players. I am not sure what table Gladiators is playing on. Mr. Knight wants to know if I am busy on June 7th weekend. I am busy that weekend, Wayne. That will be the first weekend I'm back home, so I'll have my son for that weekend. But shoot me a private message, Wayne, and we'll try to work out something. Possibly I can bring my boy out with me for an hour or two to the pool hall. And excuse me, guys. Sarah brings up a good point as well. YouTube has been running seamlessly. Facebook has been acting up. They are doing some sort of updates. So if it keeps kicking you off the Facebook feed, then just go ahead and move on over to our YouTube channel. And it's running pretty seamless there. You shouldn't have any problems on the YouTube. And if you guys could share the YouTube link on your Facebook, that would be muchly appreciated as well. Excuse my morning voice today, guys. Still waking up, but I was in bed early last night. You guys would be happy to know. Got lots of sleep, and I'm ready to sit in all day, do some play-by-play, a little commentary. hang out with you guys, try to keep you all entertained. So I think this 8-ball on the right was missed just because it was a little bit tight. Had to sort of throw it a bit. And that is a fantastic shot on the left table. Very smart. So Serendipity will have to try to kick at this 8-ball towards the side pocket. And really have to hope to get lucky here. There's not a lot of educated ways to play this ball without either making it or getting safe. So I think you got to kick at this, call it in the side, and hope you make it. And great chance for Serendipity on the right-hand table. Just roll through this ball, shoot the 8 in the top left, put the first game on the board. And this is points format, guys, so 10 points for the win, 1 point for every ball and a loss. 10-7 maximum, 10-0 minimum. So this will be a 10-7 on the right-hand table. JB on the YouTube chat would like to know, when do you, Ben, or Steph play again? JB, it's Ben Francis on the mic right now. I did forget to include that. I believe Steph and Grant will be sleeping in today because Grant doesn't play until tomorrow morning. And I'll take a look right now and find out when Steph plays again. I believe Steph plays today. And so I'm sort of keeping track of the number of games in progress. That's in progress. So right now we're on game 2 and 3. So I just put it as a 3. Oh, great effort on the 2-rail kick there. Really nice effort. The nice thing about that shot is coming off that second rail, the pocket in the side for the 8-ball was quite a bit bigger than if you just went off one rail and tried to cut it. And JB, my team does not play until tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. in the final. Team coming from the C or B side will have to beat us twice or possibly 3 times. Will Steph's match be streamed? JB wants to know. I'm not sure, but I can check that out for you guys. Looks like that's a 10-7 for top that. So we got 17 for top that, and we got 17 for Serendipity. Split the first 2. In between racks, I will run a handful of our ads here, guys. We have these limited edition Jam Up Apparel shirts. You can check those out at jamupapparel.com. Those will only be available until the final broadcast here at VNEA. That will conclude Saturday evening, possibly Saturday early afternoon. So we're all in time for the banquet and closing ceremonies. So now we are on game 3 and 4 of 16. This is a 16-game format with these ladies. There are 4 ladies per team. And they will play until it is mathematically impossible for the opposing team to make a comeback. So let's say there are 2 games left and your team is up 21 points. That would mean the match is mathematically over, because the most you could get in 2 games is 20-0. So hopefully that gives you guys an idea of this format if you've never watched it before. Andy says he was using Chrome and it was crashing last night. Switched over to Microsoft Edge and it worked no problem. So hopefully you guys read Andy's comment there. Maybe that'll help a bit. What up, Jim Orzel? Do we have streams of other tables too? Dwayne, we do not. We have these 2 tables are our main feature too. When this match finishes, I will pan you guys over with our PTZ and we can try to watch some more pool on tables 1 through 6. Jim, the viewer advantage draw last night was won by Angela Bouchier. Brent, yeah, I believe you could add some extras to that Jam Up Apparel shirt for extra dollars if you would like. Best way to go about that would be to contact Jam Up Apparel, Damien. There's 2 Damiens that own that business, and they can work something out with you. Just be sure to let them know Q Sports Live sent you, Brent. Nick, thank you. Not quite 3 years in a row yet, but 3 years in a row of winning the A side. We are undefeated in 3 years. Lloyd, the pockets on Valleys are fairly forgiving if you've never played on these Valley tables. They are cut a little different and the shelf is not quite as deep, so the corners are a little more exciting. Sorry, accepting, not exciting. It's still a little early for me. And Neil Soloway, the viewer advantage draw last night was won by Angela Bouchier. And yes, Brent, we spelt Brent Brinkman wrong. We spelt it Angela. Not even close. So we have, looks like we have serendipity at both tables here. But I'm not 100% sure because there's 2 players from top that aren't at their table right now, so I'm not sure. But I do believe both of these players are serendipity. And you're welcome, Dwayne. Thank you for tuning in. I thank everyone else for tuning in today. I know it's a little early. Yeah, the match itself could be exciting. That's kind of what I was looking at here. I was thinking about exciting matches. Kevin wants to know, how do the Jam Up shirt sizes run? Kevin, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by run. But just go check out their website, Kevin. You'll find all the sizes on there, all the options. And if you're unsure of anything, you can private message us or Jam Up Apparel. We will answer all your questions, or they will answer all your questions. And yes, Brent, there won't be any options on there adding to the shirt. You will have to contact them directly. Wayne Burba, it says it's lunchtime. Maybe where you are, Wayne. It's only shortly after 9 a.m. here in Las Vegas. Lloyd, right now I'm using Long Gassy. But when I get back home, I'll be switching to the Jacoby Black, which is playing with the Kamui Soft right now. But I think I'll switch to the Long Gassy for that one too. But I'll give the Kamui a chance. But I think it's just a little soft for my liking. Kevin, I'm not sure true to size. I'm a tough guy to ask that question because I'm always a small. And the small does fit me. So I would think they are true to size. Otherwise, possibly the small would be way too small on me. I don't think she got far enough out to shoot this 8-ball. She might be jumping at this if she's got a jump cue. Yeah, there goes Facebook kicking me off too. Jim, go to the Q Sports Live page on YouTube, and you should find it there. I'm watching it currently and answering the questions in the chat on the YouTube. It should be there. All right, Rob, I will answer your question when I get a moment here. This 8-ball on the side on the right-hand table is not a gimme. This is a tricky little angle. These shots are very tough, especially when the cue ball is close to the rail. This looks good, though. Oh, just enough of the horn to not go in. So backdoor chances on both tables for top that. That'll be 4 8-balls we've seen not deposited on the first effort. Good morning, Henry. And yeah, JB, Facebook could have picked a better week to do this update. I totally agree. What are the chances, right? And thank you, Roy Butler. Don't mind my morning voice today, guys. Still getting the frogs out. Oh, the cue ball found the bottom of the pocket. That's going to be a 10-5 win for Serendipity on the left. I don't think you'll see anybody missing ball in hand on the 8 during this tournament. Not at this level of play. Okay, so we got 27-22. Now we are on the 4th and 5th games being played here. And top that needs to clean those balls up on the right. Take that 10-7 win. And thank you, Henry. Appreciate that nice comment. Got Ben Francis on the mic today. You guys will be with me all day long. Give Grant and Steph a little break. They've been working really hard through this event, while I've been fairly busy playing the whole time. I went deep in both singles events, and obviously my team has done quite well again this year. We've been playing lots of pool. So now that I have a day off, happy to let Mr. Zemp sleep in, and Stephanie Toy can focus on her matches. You guys will have to bear with my morning voice for possibly the next half an hour or so. So it looks like we got Stephanie's team, second round of A side in the main bracket, the big board, as we call it. They've just started a match at 9 a.m. on tables 59 and 60. And their next match won't be until 2 p.m. So there is a chance you might get a little bit of Steph on here, maybe for an hour or so while I run and have some grub. And so this 8-ball on the side for a 10-7, or top that. I will run through a couple of quick ads in between shots, in between racks, stuff like that. We got the Bob Danielson custom cues, cue design, cue repairs, and maintenance variety of exotic woods. Home of the Sweet Spot 360, which you guys will see me playing with. In my opinion, the best hitting maple shaft on the market. Has absolutely done wonders for my game. Brent says he's using a Cyborg hard for a couple weeks now. Well, a lot of good players play with hard tips, Brent. It does take a little getting used to. But once you get used to it, I find your accuracy goes up quite a bit. The only flaw being that your cue ball control requires a little extra effort. Jim Cobb still having trouble finding it on YouTube? Is that the issue there, Jim? Let me know. Try to figure it out for you, see what the problem is. Oh, that cue ball was scratching all day and that 2-ball kicked it out. Thank you for sharing, Gordon. If you guys could all share the YouTube link on your Facebook, that would be greatly appreciated too. Lloyd Martin, I was talking about the SS362 shaft. That's made by a gentleman named Robert Danielson. Bob Danielson, he's out of Washington. He makes a lot of really nice custom cue work too, so go check him out. He's on bdcuesandcomics.com. Can look at all his work there. If you ever happen to be at one of these tournaments where we are, or catch me at the pool hall during the week in Calgary, you can by all means test hit with one, see how you like it. And so you guys might not hear me do a whole ton of play-by-play this early in the morning. I try not to break down too many racks at this time of day. My mind isn't working quite as sharp as it could be yet. I believe we're on games 5 and 6 now. And yes, absolutely, Wayne, there is a hardness scale, a hardness rating like a durometer scale for tips. You can find that on a couple different places. Probably the best place to find it would be AZ Billiards. If you search tip hardness and then just like screenshot the picture, that way you know for future. I do have it screenshotted somewhere on my phone, I'm sure, but I'm not sure where. But hopefully that's helpful, Wayne. Rolling this one just a little too soft to help it get to the pocket. But her opponent is in tough here. We'll have to shoot the 11 first and break out those balls and see what happens after. It's called AZ Billiards. It's sort of like A to Z of billiards. If you just search AZ Billiards, really good pool site. Really, really good. They have constant discussions about various things. It's kind of a forum. Great out on the left there from Serendipity. 10-1. That's a big one. That's a big win. At a big point right in the middle of the match as well, so we'll see if that plays a factor in top that. Trying to make a comeback here. That might make it a little tougher. Couple of sweet shots on the left there, Sarah. That was a well-run table. So we'll run one more quick ad while top that is waiting to shoot on the right. We got the Sure Shot Billiards Q site. You can check that out, sureshotbilliardsite.com. Take your game to the next level. Really neat little device that is too. Fits right on the ferrule of your cue. It'll help you with some aiming points. It'll also help to show you if you are twisting your wrist or dropping your elbow. You'll see that thing moving side to side or up and down. And that gives you instant feedback on what you're doing wrong. Let's see what the break looks like on the left. Looks like she's eyeing up a second ball break here, hitting low on the cue ball. That was a really well struck second ball. If you guys were watching some pool yesterday, these tables were breaking tough. My team made like one ball in the break in 12 racks or something. It was crazy. So Sarah, the reason they do 16 max is because there are only 4 women per team. And so the reason they do that is to try to create a couple more teams. If they do 5 ladies per team, they'll get less teams. So they do 4 ladies per team, and in the hopes that the 5th player from each team will sort of band together and build their own team. That way, they can get some more teams, because the ladies' turnouts are always small, obviously, because there's less women in the game than men. But it's really not anything. It's not anything what you were thinking, Sarah. They just play with 4. That's why the only 16 game format here. And yes, Spencer, that almost killed us yesterday. Almost being the very key word there. We managed to sneak through it. Actually, we didn't even sneak through that. We kind of won that match handily. It was the 3 matches before that we snuck through by the hair on our chinny chin chins. Good morning, Todd. Yes, indeed. We did win the hot seat match yesterday afternoon. So we will play the final around 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. That is 3 p.m. Pacific time. We'll make sure that's on our stream as well, guys. That'll be on these 2 tables, table 7 and 8. Oh, let's see what we can do on the right here. We can't see the 1, can't see the 3 or the 5. All we can see is the 7, and we're frozen right on top of it. I don't think it's frozen enough to throw it in, but it may be, because that's what she's trying to do here. There's a way to throw this ball. Possibly she was just trying to play a little bit of a safe there. Todd, you're just making a killing off me. Making a killing. Usually people tip in the horse, you know. Just saying. Give him a carrot or something. No, but in all honesty, I'm just happy to hear you're making a few bucks. So let's see if we can squeeze that 14 between the 10 and 7. Indeed, nothing but net. Just about overrolled it, though. She was playing shape on the 13. She hit it just a hair hard, and that 8 ball almost came into play. So once again, guys, if you're having trouble on the on the Facebook channel, I am currently having problems too. I know there's still 40 people watching, so they're probably not having issues. It's sort of it is a worldwide thing. But I think it depends, like Andy was saying, if you're watching on Chromecast or Internet Explorer, that can be a factor. So if you guys are having problems like that on the Facebook, just switch over to our YouTube channel. Stream is running seamlessly there. We're up around the 100 viewer mark there. Hopefully Jim Cobb found his way there. And yeah, Jesse, we've had a lot of people say, you know, no issues on their end, but with only 36 people watching there, we've had a lot of issues with Facebook in the past week, which is usually a sign they're doing some sort of update. And I'm watching on a Samsung tablet, and it's not doing me any favors. Dana, I'm actually not sure what city they're from. I don't know these Indiana girls very well. Maybe Teresa Goff is still out there watching, and she would know. But I can look up who is on the team. I do have that technology. And it looks like we have Lonnie Fox-Raymond, Jen Stoddard, Michelle West, and Tammy Hoffer on the Indiana team. And on the Minnesota team, we have Robin Wellman, Beth Fondell, Brenda Schilling, and Chandra Campion. Third time was a charm. There you go. Glad to hear you got it, Jim. Yeah, Nick, the YouTube stream is excellent. I'm a big fan of the YouTube because I can put it on my TV at home. I know a lot of people out there, they like to do that as well, so they can watch pool on the big screen. And yeah, Jim, if Todd bet that my team's getting triple or double dipped in the final, he's out of his mind. And then it's official that he just doesn't like money. Yeah, and we played that team yesterday, Dane, the men's team out of Muncie. We actually had a ladies Calgary team win this A side as well, so there will be 2 Calgary Masters teams in the final of their respective divisions. Oh, there you go. CompuSport lists them as from Fort Wayne. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate that. Off this one ball in, shape on the 8. Well done. This is going to be a fairly good win, a 10-3. The opponent on the left just came over to say, if the 14 moves, it's a foul. Our opponent says, yes, absolutely. 10-3 for top that there. That pulls it within 4 points again here. And so that would put us on games 7 and 8 currently in play, I believe. If my scorekeeping is correct, which it isn't always on 2 tables. So I'll run a quick ad while the lady on the left is contemplating her next move. Mike Burton home team. Hopefully you guys get to watch some of these guys play or have already watched them play. Team Spain Ola. Fantastic guys, and honestly the best in the business at what they do in the real estate market. So if you're in the Calgary or surrounding area, you can search them up. If you're looking at buying, selling, or getting a mortgage, they are the best in the business. And super great people as well. You better just bet on the first set, no double dip. Todd, we're undefeated in 3 years. I feel like it would be a really bad bet if you bet against us here. And trust me, we want it bad. This means a lot to us. We are trying to win this tournament for our late team captain who passed away shortly after we won last year. So there's a lot at stake here for us. And I've got a couple really weird stories to tell some of my friends when I get home about this tournament. I have just been completely freaked out by the way some of these matches have gone, and some of the things that have happened, I swear that Barry Hui is with us at this tournament. It's been a little too much of a coincidence, some of the things that have happened. This is a great shot on the right. She's got real good shape on this 9 or this 11, but I think I like the 9, then the 11 in the opposite side. And Serendipity from Mankato, Minnesota. Well, I'm glad you guys are enjoying the feed. If you're really enjoying it, we would love if you could send a message to the VNEA page. Let them know how much you appreciate our professional work, and hopefully that'll get us back out here next year, giving you guys some more coverage. Yeah, they were beat out by Hot Shots last night, Spencer. I just wasn't sure if possibly you guys got to watch that match. And yes, Dane, we watched them. Sorry, not watched them. We played them last night. Mixed Nuts. Great team and a great bunch of guys, too. I've known a couple of those guys for a handful of years or so. They're super great people. Very respectful, good sportsmen. Look at this. What a great out on the right. That's a 10-0, folks. That's a zip. Fantastic run out on the right there. And a nice little safety on the left. I think may just buy her one more shot. Awesome. It was streamed. Good to hear. And thank you, Dane. Much appreciated. For anyone else out there who has sent a message or is planning on sending a message to VNEA, we do greatly appreciate that. That will go a long way to having us back out here again next year. Looks like just tap behind the 14 here is the game plan. Well done. So I'll run a quick ad while they're contemplating their next move there. Nick's Q Innovation. If you guys are wondering where I get all my Q repair stuff done, it's by this guy. He's by far the best in the business. And he is based out of the Calgary area, but you can ship him your Q. He can do any repairs you need, stuff like that, and ship it back to you. I highly recommend that guy. He's the best in the business by far. Affordable pricing, quality work. He's the man. These ladies are crushing that second ball. This looks like the match we played yesterday. Balls just don't want to go in on the break. Look at this shot. She nearly made the kick. What a great effort. We'll see if Serendipity can make these two balls in the 8. They're going to start pulling away here a bit, and there's not a whole lot of match to be played. They're over the halfway mark now. This is games 8 and 9 that we're watching, if my scorekeeping is correct. Ray wants to know, anyone know where this match is at in the bracket? I do have the brackets up here on my other screen. Currently, these ladies are playing for 7th place. The winner will move on to the top 6. And they had 8 teams to start, triple elimination brackets. Starting the 3rd round. Perfect. So I got my game score correct, I believe. You're welcome, Ray. Thank you for tuning in. Great shot. Really good cut there with the cue ball close to the rail. That's never easy. Those shots are underestimated. So hopefully I got my scores right here. It looks like 67 to 50 for Serendipity. And currently now we'll be on games 9 and 10. I'll flash up another quick ad here while we're waiting for a shot on the other table. We got some more Jam Up apparel posters here. It's Judgment Day. Today the pool gods reveal all your sins. Play Jam Up. Let me tell you, today is Judgment Day in this tournament. This is what we refer to as moving day. This is where you make your move, and this is where you make the money. It's on day 8 of the 10-day tournament. And absolutely, Nick. I'm going to switch to the black. I really love the way it hits. I like the way it feels. I like the effortless spin. I feel like I could get a little more juice with a little less effort, so that can possibly increase my accuracy, but I will do some testing. I'll give it a chance for a month or two, and if I don't like it, then I will switch back to the 360. Ooh, a head ball break there on the left. I'll take note of that. Cue ball got a little unlucky, though. A little unlucky that cue ball went one rail and kicked in the side off a ball. And top that needs to start getting some games on the board here. This match can slip away fairly quick. This is a short format, only 16 games. And up 17 balls. Game 9 and 10. I'll only have 6 games to play after these 2. It's not a lot of time to work. Top that'll want to start getting some points on the board here in a hurry. And I'm sort of hoping that after this match I'll have time to run and get breakfast, because I am getting a little hungry. But I promise today I'll make sure you guys have full commentary for the entire matches today. I do have the whole day off. I don't have any pool to play today, other than maybe practice a little. I'll probably hit balls for a couple hours today, make sure I'm still in stroke come tomorrow. After all, it is about 20 days in Vegas, and I am in near dead stroke after playing more pool than a lot of people play in a week or two. Okay, here we go. Top shots. Sorry, top that. Not top shots. That's a different team. Top that. With this 8 ball on the side for a 10-1 win. This is a big one. That pulls them a lot closer. They needed a big one there, and they got one. And so, a couple more low balls on this left-hand table, but 6-2 is in big trouble. I really don't think that combination goes, but it must, because she's trying to play shape on it. She didn't quite get there. She might have to reach for the short cue here. I'll put up another quick poster here. Got Jacoby Custom Cues. Check them out online, jacobicustomcues.com. If you guys are interested in that black shaft that we've been talking about here, we can order you one of those through Q Sports Live at a slightly discounted rate than what you would get going through them. I shoot with a standard ferrule, Todd. Lloyd, it's not the R360. It's the SS 360 degree -2 low deflection shaft. It could be an R360 in the case that it's a radial shaft, radial pin, but I'm not 100% sure about that. That might be a better question for Mr. Danielson himself, because I've not heard of there being an R360. What's up, Richard Martin? Molly. Welcome, Molly. Looks like this is a long 10 ball. Is she going to try to break out those 2 stripes on the left here as well? I think that's what I would try to accomplish. A little punch draw over there. Well, look, she played that with 2-way intentions. Dane, you're going to give me the 8 for 20 a game, lock up 200? What? Can't be talking to me, Dane. Must be starting a match with somebody else. And thank you, Ron. Yeah, I played really good when they didn't run me out. I believe I didn't miss a ball in 3 matches. Just had a couple tough breaks. I know I really struggled in the first match. I was super, super nervous. And I couldn't really shake it off in time, but then it should come with 1 half decent out at the end, and we stole a match, so that's all I'll ever remember. Well, Dane, I'm sure we can arrange something sometime. But let me tell you, it will not be during this event. I am just out of gas in the tank. I'm going to save my energy for the final tomorrow. Try to take home that title one more time. I believe we're on games 10 and 11 now. Hopefully I'm correct. And we have an 8-point lead for Serendipity. But we have topped that at the table on both sides, so that's always a good sign for your team. When you're at the table, you have control. You dictate what happens. And thank you, Henry. Correct. Barbara Lloyd says 3 p.m. That is correct. That will be the time of our match tomorrow. 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Look at this little safety on the right table. Look at this. She nearly got it really good. That was a great effort. Tricky little shot there she tried to attempt. Looks like a safety on the left as well. And that's not bad, because I don't think that 6 will pass the 8. There's no shot on the 2 other than a kick. And even if you kick the 2 in, you get no shot on the 6. So possibly she'll try to find a safe, or she'll try to squeeze that 6 in, maybe rail first off the right-hand side rail, off the 8 and in. And we'll see. It might just squeeze by there too. Shape on the 2 ball is not easy. You have to hit this fairly hard with a little punch. See how she's jacking up. She needs to punch to the left-hand side rail and back out to around the rack spot. Oh, how good did she hit that ball? That was impressive. That was extremely impressive, that shot. Jacked up like that into less than half of a pocket. Even her opponent's over there shaking her head, saying, I didn't think it went. To be honest, I didn't think it went either. This 8-ball for a 10-1 win for Serendipity. Just have to avoid the cue ball scratching, which she did. That's a 10-1. That's a big, big win at a big point in the match. So now we are on games 11 and 12. Top that's running out of time here. Fantastic kick shot on the right, but I don't know if she's left the ball on here. So I will switch to another one of our posters here quick while we're currently waiting for a decision there. We got JB cases, guys. Check them out. Contact us for details. If you're looking at ordering one of those, we can get you a superb deal. And if you happen to be at this event, they have a booth set up in Vendors Row, right by the doors where you enter the main hall. Go check them out. They got lots of cool cases in there, all kinds of cool custom designs, different sizes, colors, pretty much everything you could imagine they got there, and super quality. To me, that is the last case you'll ever have to buy. They do give a lifetime warranty on all the straps, zippers, clasps, you name it. I think the shot here on the right is probably to either flick the left side of the 9 and try to get behind the 15, or just kick at the 15 and bury the cue ball behind there. That's what she's looking at, is the kick shot, I believe. Oh, she's eyeing up the combination. I didn't know she could see by the 8-ball here. Tables are a little quick, Dane. That is for sure. For Valleys, these are very quick. They do a great job with the setup here. Gary Benson and Shannon Benson at High Country Promotions, they are the best in the biz by far. So they recovered all 8 of these tables the day before their tournament, and they didn't let anyone practice on them. They wanted them still brand new. And so they're playing pretty quick, but they have slowed down a little because we're on day 8. They've been played on a lot. They are a little slick too. Not as much anymore, Dane. They have sort of become not as slippery and as slidey as they were when the cloth was brand new, but they still are a little slick. Ray says he would recommend a JB case to anyone. Honestly, I just got mine a couple weeks ago. That's the best thing I've ever got. As far as pool equipment goes, that JB case is just the best thing since sliced bread, as they say, you know. Robert, we will not know who's playing our team in the final until tonight. Actually, we won't know that until tomorrow, early afternoon, because they still have to play through the B and the C side of the tournament. And that's why we have today off. This 8-ball for Serendipity, 10-3. So this one is getting pretty close to over by my calculations. Let's see, we're on game 12 and 13 now. So with the game on the left in play, the game on the right, we have 5 games left. Serendipity is up 24 balls with 5 games to play. Top that needs a couple big outs here. It is very hard on your nerves when balls are sliding, Dane. That's correct. And Ray, no, they will not finish out the match if one team can't catch up. They will play the match until one team mathematically can no longer catch up, and at that point the match will be over. And so with Serendipity to break on the right too, this is a very big break. Top of that needs a dry break or something to happen here because ball count is very big. If Serendipity can make a ball on the break and let's say sink 6 or 7 balls after, the ball count is very huge here. At this point, up 24 points with 5 games to play, you can't afford to lose the game. What you want to do is get more than 5 balls. You want to get 6 or 7. That puts your team in great shape. And she did indeed make a ball on the break. She has a bit of a tricky look here, but I think stripes all go. And the 14 can break out the 12 right away. I actually don't mind low ball here as well because the 1 ball sits in a great spot to break out the 3-12. And so I think she's going to take the stripes and try to break this right away, which she did very well at. And she's awarded a shot on the 9 ball here. So the 9 off the left-hand side rail to shoot the 13 in the same pocket, ideally. Gotta sort of watch that 5 ball doesn't come into play. And then she can sort of juice down table and try to get on that 15 or the 11 next after this 13. So she came with the punch stroke and created a nice angle here. So low left-hand spin. You can use just left-hand spin and hit it a little thicker, but I think just a little low as well. And I'm trying to play to the 15 ball here is the ball I'm going to try to get shape on. She's eyeing up to see if that 12 ball will pass the 1 in the side. It'll definitely pass into the opposite side. I'm glad you guys enjoy this split screen. This is really the best way to run team matches is with the split screen so you don't miss anything. And you still get a nice close view of both tables. So this is our favorite way to do it. And from the feedback that we've gotten, I think everybody else loves it too. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I know I'm enjoying this pool. This is some really good pool. We're going to have some great matches today. I'm excited for today. So she is eyeing up that 12 on the side because she's gotten a bit of a funny angle on the 15. I think the shot here is to shoot the 11 and go into the 3 ball. And shoot the 12 on the opposite side. But if that 12 goes, I don't mind this either. I just feel like it is really tight past that 1 ball. And like I was talking about earlier, I would be trying to make as many balls as I could if I was on this Serendipity team. So I would have shot the 11, I would have shot the 12, knowing that if I didn't get on the 15, it was okay. I would have had 6 balls, and that was all my team needed me to do here. And this points format is really just a different animal. You have to think differently. You have to adjust your game, which is very tough for some players to do. You get used to playing the same way for so long. Just trying to win games and play the correct shots and, don't make bad decisions, stuff like that. And now suddenly you have to possibly shoot the wrong ball sometimes just to make sure you get the points on the board. So it can be very difficult to talk yourself into adjusting your gameplay. Top that at the table on the left and the right. So they need to win both these games here. And 10-7s or 10-6 wins will not do the job. They need to win 10-4, 10-3, 10-5 at worst. Fantastic shot on the left. Really well played. That was an impressive shot. She got perfect on this 4. Just needs to shape the 2 in the side next. And possibly save the 2 ball to get on the 8 ball. Oh, she had to worry about making the 4 first. And that happens so often. You just get so zoned in on shaping up the next ball, and the pockets are so forgiving that you actually forget to aim. I do it constantly. And it is very frustrating. But the game, somebody said to me once, and it made perfect sense, and it was actually Oscar Dominguez. If you guys don't know who that is, he's one of the top American players over the past 15 years, 10 or 15 years. His dad's also one of the top touring pros as well. He said to me once that this game is so easy that it's actually hard. And it made absolute perfect sense. It's so easy sometimes that you actually forget to give it the full attention. And yes, Jarrett, it makes you play the rack more calculated. You have to be very careful with decisions that you make here in this format. Ryan, there are, I believe, 210 tables in here. Possibly a little more once you add in the side room. I believe it's more like 220. What's up, Rico? Ricochet Tin Man in the house on the YouTube chat. Welcome, my friend. Hopefully you enjoy the coverage today. We have lots of great matches, and this is what we refer to as a moving day in this tournament. This is the big day. This is where you make or break your tournament. So you'll see some nerves today. Some teams don't want to be losing and going home. This is their last crack at the cat at this event. Oh, missed combination there, but hasn't left anything on. That's not bad at all, actually. There is really no makeable shot here. No makeable shot with a high percentage that you would go for. So I think she'll try to find some sort of a safe, possibly leaving that cue ball right up against that 2. I think I would hit the right side of the 13, try to freeze on the 2. I think that's your highest percentage safety there. Game's all about percentages. Jarrett says, pool is an easy game played by complicated people. That is very true as well, Jarrett. Another quote from another famous pool player would be very similar to that. And that's from Mr. Earl Strickland, said that pool is a beautiful game played by ugly people. And yes, Dane, it's so easy to be lazy. That's what makes it hard. Awesome, Rico. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate all you guys out there tuning in. If you could all click that share button for me, maybe just go to your Facebook and share the YouTube stream. Share the link to the YouTube stream on your stream. Sorry, excuse me, guys. The stream on your Facebook wall. Share the link there. That way everyone knows how to find the YouTube channel. Jarrett, the 14 did clear the 8, but it was a low percentage shot with a low percentage shape. So that would be the reason she didn't go for that ball. Another famous saying, pool is easy until it isn't. I think that actually might be a golf saying, though. Well, I feel like, so with 5 games to play, this is game 12 and 13. Then we'll have game 14, 15, 16. Up 24 points. I believe this match could be over with these 2 games being played. And top that is in big trouble. They've already given up 5 balls on the right table. And they've given up 4 on the left. They need some bigger wins than 10-5 and 10-4 to make this comeback. Thank you for sharing, Deborah, and thank you, Brent. Much appreciated. And Jared, you make a good point. It is always so easy from back here. So easy, you know, the armchair quarterback. Where's the railbirds hiding at? They're all sleeping still, I guess, Dane. Ryan says, pool is an easy game. Don't be the last one to miss. Well, that's another good saying as well, Ryan. Going for the bank shot on the left. Really well played. Really, really well played. Covered the pocket there. That's how you want to play those shots. Possibly a little one pocket knowledge dropped there. That was sort of one pocket speed that you would hit that shot. So on the right-hand table, she's called the long bank in the bottom right corner. This is a tough shot because you need to get the cue ball out of the way of the double kiss. Just like that. Good news is she hasn't really sold out there. She's put her opponent in a really tricky little spot. And a smart shot on the left table there. I figured that would be the shot she would play, but she's done really well to put the 5 in play. And on the right, she could cut this 12 in the bottom left. Cue ball will be going for a big ride. So I think she's called the bank in the bottom right. On the 15, she'll play that with a 2-way cue ball. Try to possibly get the cue ball in a spot where her opponent can't make a shot, which is not easy to do from here. That 8 ball is very close to the pocket. She may play it like the shot we saw on the left, where she plays it with pocket weight to try to plug. I feel like that's probably not the right shot. You could cut that 15. The pocket is very accepting, cutting it from there. I can't tell if this will go in the bottom right. She may just be playing a safe shot here. She tried to drill it past that ball in the bottom right. So a 10-5 win if top that can make this 8 ball. And that is the least, actually correction, the most balls they can afford to give up here is 5s. 3 10-5 wins would still lose them the match, I believe, if my calculations are correct. So we got 93 for Serendipity. We got 74 for top that. So we got a 19-point difference here. And we are on games 13 and 14 if my game scoring is correct. Hopefully it is. Came up a little short there on the left, but this is actually not a bad angle. This is the angle where the 3 rail is fairly natural to get you behind the 8. And with most of that top right corner being covered by some stripes, I might let this cue ball go a little bit. Make sure I get there. Well, she did not get there because she overcut the ball just a hair. If she had undercut that ball, cue ball would have took a different path and missed that 15, I believe. Well, dry break on the right will help top that. Try to make this comeback here. Down 19 with 4 to play. Still time to work. We were down 22 with 3 to play in our first match, and we managed to pull off a miracle and win it. And yes, Dane, absolutely 3 rails. Wanted to get shape for the 8 in the side, correct. Most likely would have shot the 8 in the corner. The side shape was probably rare. A smart shot there, but I feel like probably unnecessary, as that ball was potable as well as the 14. And it's when I give my opponent these kind of free shots that they make them all the time. And I think it's leaked out, and she can see enough of this 5 to cut it in the bottom right. Oh, not quite. She swung a little there. Her arm looked a little loose. And so what Serendipity needs to do here on the left is make that 14. Don't worry about the 15 yet. You can get 6 points on the board here. It'll go a long way to winning this match. So I'll play the 14 with, I'm going to load it up with right siding. And I'm going to try to get into the 8-15 to move those balls. Correct, Jarrett. You do need to get a rail after contact in VNEA rules, which she did. The ball was close to the rail, so she played rail first, hit the ball. That ball hit the rail. It was a good hit. I think here she needs to thin the right side of that 15 at a very slow pace. Try to hold it behind there. It's a tough shot. You need to hope the table rolls straight. Very well executed. Very, very well executed there. And with Serendipity at the table on the right, starting to fire some balls in. Looks like she's going to try to run out these low balls, and this is another scenario where I'm not going to worry about the 4 ball that's right in the middle of that pack. Especially now that I see my teammate getting ball in hand on the other table, I'm just going to try to make 5 or 6 balls here and run away. 3 is not quite going to cut it, though. She's made 3 so far, but she does have fairly good control of this table with everything tied up there. We'll see if she can find a safe. And ball in hand on the left. She's put this cue ball back there, thinking about playing the 15 in the bottom left. We'll see if that's what she chooses. I don't know if I like this shot in the side. I definitely don't like that. It's too easy to push through the ball. She could play that 15 in the bottom left, and if she really doesn't like it, she could play with a 2-way cue ball, where all she leaves is a bank on the 5. Brennan, it definitely was a good hit. And yes, Dane, absolutely, she could play safe again. Like I did mention earlier, I'm not a big fan of playing too many safes unless it's 100% necessary. This is one of those situations where it definitely is not necessary. You can roll this ball in, and if you really don't like it, you can play with a 2-way cue ball. And that was her 2-way cue ball, was behind the 8. Oh, she called safe. So that was a smart shot. Nothing wrong with that. And now she's got 7 balls. That puts Serendipity in big trouble here. Currently on games 13, 14. There's only a couple games left for top that to try and work here. Really good effort at that kick shot. She didn't miss it by much. That was a tough shot. Ball in hand for a 10-6 win. This is just about over, I believe. Yeah, Jarrett, you are allowed to pot a ball and call safe in this game, so she did well there. That's a 10-6 win for Serendipity. I'll make it 103 to 80. And now we are on games 14 and 15. So they're up. All right, sorry guys, just trying to give a little info to one of the players who played on one of these tables previously. He played in the final. I'll run another quick ad while we're waiting here. Bring the thunder with the thumper. You guys will see a handful of players breaking and or jumping with this. I wasn't breaking with it yesterday because I was breaking second ball. I find I break a little better right now with my shooting cue second ball. That's just because I'm not 100% used to the thumper yet. I do need a few more hours of practice breaking second ball with that, so that'll be something I do when I get home. The cue was railed to the stripe, but no rail after. And what you guys don't understand here is that from the screen, you don't see that the ball was not frozen to the rail. The ball was about a quarter inch off the rail, so when the cue ball came off the rail, hit that stripe hit the rail. It had no choice but to hit the rail. Who won the viewer advantage yesterday? It was won by Angela Bouchier, Deborah. Todd wants to know how he qualifies for the 50 and over. Todd, all you have to do is be 50 and over and play in a VNEA league. There you go, Todd. Just got to get your weeks in. And we do have another viewer advantage going today. Will be drawn Saturday at the conclusion of the tournament. That is the same, $20 per pack. Look at this shot on the right. How good was that? How good was that, folks? She kicked it in the side. I think all she has to do is make the 1 and the 5. And this match is really close to being over. But she has missed the 5. And a missed ball on the left from top that. So we'll see Serendipity get to that left-hand table and just start trying to pot some of those balls, get some points on the board here. And that's a problem, Todd. So you may just have to travel to possibly Phoenix. I know they have the leagues in Arizona. They obviously have leagues in Nevada here. But I have heard there's not many VNEA leagues in California, so you will have to travel, Todd, in order to get your weeks in. And Mindy says, well, find out with replay. We can't do replay on this split screen feature, unfortunately. But trust me, guys, I watched it, and it was a fair hit. When this video is over, you can go back and rewatch it if you like. Let me know if it wasn't a good hit. I'm 99.9% sure it was a good shot. Deborah, the new viewer advantage is actually the same one. It's just a new batch of tickets and the draw and such. So included in that will be your chance to win a Jacoby Black, a T3 jump break queue, a JB case with cash top up to 620, a SS360 shaft with the cash top up, or $620 Canadian. And unfortunately, while I'm trying to watch this match, I won't try to scrub the timeline on YouTube just to check that one little hit. Really, it's long over with now and really had no effect on the match or anything that happened. And if the opponent thought it was even questionable at all, they would have questioned it. Usually the best sign is if the opponent never mentioned maybe it was a foul, then it probably wasn't. But obviously from the computer screen and from your guys' TV screens and such, it can look quite a bit different than what it looks like when you're at the table or sitting in the chair next to the table. Sounds good, Deborah. You guys can send that through email transfer if you're within Canada. It's qsportslive@gmail.com. And if you're outside Canada, you will have to message the page. Message the Q Sports Live Facebook page or send us an email. We'll give you the info on how you can send in to get in on the CSL viewer advantage. APA just published a franchise opening in BC. Oh, that's good news. That's good news. We were actually contemplating possibly starting one in Calgary so we can get some teams to the APA. And yeah, there you go, Jared. Exactly. If it wasn't frozen, it was extremely close, which is exactly the case. It wasn't frozen and it was extremely close. Yeah, down 23, and I'm pretty sure enough balls have been made. Also, this is game 14, 15. So there's only game 16 to go. I mean, a maximum of 30 points can be made, but they've already got 5 on the right-hand side, and they've got a handful on the left-hand side as well, so. Oh, correction, they don't have any balls made on the left-hand side. It's not quite over, I don't think. 23. 5 would make 18 with 2 games to play, so it's not quite out of reach yet. Ron wants to know what the Revos and the Jacoby SS360. Big correction here, Ron. The Jacoby is much different from the SS360. The Jacoby is a carbon fiber shaft. The SS360 is made by a different gentleman and is a maple wood shaft. Do they favor the players that use a medium or hard tip versus soft or super soft tip Ron, that's really all personal preference. That's not something where it will favor one or the other. People have had personal preference over hardness of tips for years, so it's just a matter of feel. Just try a little of each, see what you like. And yes, correct, Ryan. Serendipity does need a total of 8 balls here to seal this match. And thank you, Todd. So that ball made there will give them 6. Now they just need 2 more balls, and I don't think one of them will be this 5 ball. This is a fairly unmakeable shot from my perspective. I don't see this one having a very makeable pocket anywhere. Great shot on the left. Held that cue ball up just in time to get on the 1. And top that absolutely needs their player to get out here on the left. This is a must win 10-0. Look at that, nearly made that 5 ball. Great shot either way. This has put a ton of pressure on her opponent. She's covered the pocket where the 8 most likely needs to go. And she's left it in a spot where there's really no safe. I don't know if it's going to matter. That ball missed on the left-hand table may be the end, as they have 6 on the right. Serendipity player just needs 2 balls on the left to seal it. And we will have another match coming up here, guys, at 11:30 versus Bad Girls from Colorado versus Which is Which from Nebraska. Which is actually Jessica Frieder's team. She is the owner of One of a Kind Billiard Supply. I apologize for the autofocus on that left-hand camera there. It's slightly damaged. We are in the process of purchasing a new one. That's going to do it. That match has concluded, so I'll switch you guys over to our PTZ here. Watch the ladies shake hands. Then I will run through another quick ad or two. We've got some more Jam Up Apparel ads here, guys. We got John Mora. He's with Team Jam Up and Team Q Sports Live. Currently playing at Griff's, I believe, in the One Pocket Straight Pool and Bank Pool. Great guy, great player, fantastic human being. One of my favorite players to follow. The shirt on the top right of your screen is a limited edition shirt, only available until the end of the VNEA broadcast on Saturday. If you guys are curious how to advertise with us, you can email or message us through Facebook or at qsportslive@gmail.com for more info. You can get some great brand recognition, consistent advertising, be a part of building the game, and you can be seen by thousands of viewers per stream. We make nice full-page posters such as that one. We can also run commercials if you guys have commercial advertising that you would like, which I will show you some of in a moment here. So I'll run a quick commercial for you guys. Then I will zoom that PTZ over to the one of the matches we have going on over there. I'll change the scoreboard, do all that fun stuff, then I'll run and get some breakfast and be back in time for the next match. So hope you all enjoy the commercial. And we shall see you all very shortly. All right, everyone. So it looks like TBA won that match. They'll move on to the final, which will be played predictably Saturday morning. So we have 3 Calgary teams so far have won the hot seat. The men's intermediate team, the men's masters team, the women's masters team. Now we're going to be rooting on our ladies open team is only a few matches away from that feat as well. So until then, we will have another match coming up on this table in about 10 minutes. Ladies are just warming up now. So what I'll do is I will shut down and restart this stream, start a new one for the next match in about 10 minutes. So if you guys haven't already, go to the Facebook Q Sports Live page, click the like button. Also go to our YouTube channel and click the subscribe button. That would be greatly appreciated as well. So I'll leave you guys with a quick commercial and then I'll shut down and restart. Make sure you got your notifications on. That way you'll get notified when we go live again in about 10 minutes. Thanks everyone for tuning in. See you soon.
Yeah, I mean, as far as case making goes, we do want to be the best case maker that we can be, and hopefully that translates, into the best cases that are available for people. I can't bring myself to deliberately make something bad. Like, I can't. What I mean by that is that I can't sacrifice quality on purpose. I've always been that way. It's really hard for me to make a decision to build something that I know will break in a certain amount of time. I want to make it where it never breaks. Obviously, we have cases that break, we have things that happen, and this goes back to our continuous improvement, right? But by seeing what breaks and then figuring out how to solve that where it's even more durable, we hope that eventually, we make a case that can pretty much hold up to anything and stand the test of time.
Let JB Cases build